The Apostle Paul in Romans 13, verses 1 through 7, talks about our relationship to these men. I won't read the whole passage, but just a couple of verses. It says, "Let everyone be subject to the governing authorities, for there is no authority except that for which God is established. The authorities that exist have been established by God." It says, "They are God's servants. They are agents of wrath to bring punishment on the wrongdoer. Therefore, it is necessary to submit to the authorities, not only because of possible punishment, we don't want to be the one that gets arrested, but also as a matter of conscience. This is why you pay taxes, for the authorities are God's servants who give their full time to governing. So give to everyone what you owe. If you owe taxes, pay taxes. If revenue, then revenue. If respect, then respect. If honor, then honor." So we acknowledge the fact that you gentlemen have been appointed and elected to some very specific civil responsibilities, but we recognize that God gave you permission to be in that place and has given you the authority to function there.
Dave, what are the biggest challenges that you have faced in this new position that you're in?
You know, it's been kind of a difficult task for the first 3 months of coming into the office. It's been kind of reorganization, restructuring, trying to get some of the morale up and running. Mark, I had to do some adjustments administratively right away to try and save some money for some equipment and that type of thing. Really, it's a matter of accountability and professionalism. I've conducted an internal audit of the sheriff's office to make sure fiscally we're being held accountable. So it's been a kind of a whirlwind for the first 3 months, and I'm just now starting to try and reach out into these neighborhood watch groups and get some of the community watch groups going to where I can create a system of communication that's never been seen before in Josephine County, so we can all start working together as one.
Chief Landis, how about you? What are some of the challenges you're facing?
You know, I think with what's going on nationally and stuff, certainly trying to keep public trust. Law enforcement, as you know, has the ability to take away somebody's liberty as well as take away someone's life if justified. And I think across the country we're seeing examples where people are questioning that. So one of the things I think is the biggest challenge is to continue to make sure that we're accountable. I think some of the video technology that's available so that we can show the public that we do it right, that we do according to policy and our training.
You know, there are a lot of people that would say, and I think with accuracy, that it's broken right now. I mean, it's just not an acceptable level of public safety services for where we're at in our county. What is the result of, for example, an understaffed jail?
The reality is crime that just goes unchecked out in the county. From a call yesterday to a 16-year-old girl home alone where there's a burglary in progress, to the recovery of a stolen car 20 minutes later and 30 miles away, to an incident last weekend where there was a DUI fatal crash where a young man lost his life, to another incident earlier in the day where you have people shooting at each other outside of O'Brien, and another man lost his life.
It's not just about law enforcement being able to take people to jail if there's jail beds available.
Yeah.
You have a court system that can't sanction and sentence people into jail for misdemeanor and low-level felonies for the appropriate amount of time because there's no beds available. So judges are handicapped to sentence people appropriately for the crimes they commit. Parole and probation have a tough time sanctioning people who violate the terms of their probation or their parole because jail beds are limited. So the criminal justice system needs more than just us taking them to jail when they initially commit a crime and we have probable cause to believe that. We need the back end of the system to be able to sanction those people in so that they realize that deterrent factor is alive and well for that too. And I'm passionate about that because I believe that's the part of the system that gets missed.
So Dennis and I, we both see this as a biblical and a spiritual issue, that God does care about the safety and the prosperity of a community. There's so many Bible verses on that. And so our heart is that we are informed citizens. We're informed Christian citizens. We understand that we're supposed to pray for these guys, respect them, honor them, get behind them. We're supposed to vote appropriately, vote our convictions, and again, just be informed voters. So there is a ballot measure that's coming up in May to support public safety, and Dennis and I are very much in support of this measure. We know that there are many good and smart people on both sides of the issue, but we have convictions that this is truly the best way to help these guys do their job and to create a healthier and a safer community.
Mark, I'd like just to add my voice to what you said in terms of supporting these men and what they do, and supporting what I see as kind of a minimal foundation level levy. It's certainly not a Cadillac. It doesn't buy every deputy that we'd like to see. It doesn't provide every service we'd like to see, but it does provide a kind of a foundational level. And I think it's significant, and I want to applaud you gentlemen on the fact that it's not just we need more money because more money always solves everything. It's the fact that you're actually being creative. You're taking the best information you have. You're taking the best skills and the best research out there about how effective community policing works, and you're making those changes. And those aren't costing us anything. That's you guys doing your job better. And
Right.
that's, which is
Thank
a
you.
great piece of this, but acknowledging the fact that you can do that part of it as best you possibly can, and if there's nothing behind you, you have no way to enforce all these great new policies. So this both and, we really need to see both of these things. So I applaud you guys. Thank you so much for doing the work that you're doing. We as a community need to back up behind you and give you the resources you need to pull off this great job you're doing.
And this is just a vital time in the history of this community to get behind these guys, help them be successful in what they do, and to realize, we can't count on the federal government and on trees forever, to provide us the funding that's necessary. We just want to thank you guys so much for all that you do, and again, for the time that you've taken today to be here with us and to share a little bit about, how we can get behind you guys. So thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for having us, very much.